Welcome back to Underway Drifting and Dreaming. I'm Jennifer, my husband Jim, and I are traveling on a 48-foot Kadey Krogen Whaleback, the motor vessel Cetus. We are more than 6,000 miles traveling on the America's Great Loop. Our loop voyage started in Key West, Florida in April of 2024. Currently, we are returning from a side trip to Texas. We're heading back to the loop. Our plans for the summer is to reverse the loop, but only through Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Join us on our journey as we travel across Louisiana on the Gulf Intracoastal Waterway. We stop at a few marinas and finally anchor at Jean Lafitte and the Barataria Waterway before going into New Orleans. We do drag anchor, our stern anchor, which is the second time it has happened in the exact same spot. We tried something different this time, but our boat still swang around. Traveling on the Gulf Intracoastal Waterway, we see a lot of commercial traffic, whether it's tows, crew boats, big ships. We also see a lot of wildlife as well. I go running each time I see an alligator, and I have to video each one. To the right of the boat. I'll have to go out the other door. I need to stay right here by the helm. Jim's down below. I need to keep the boat in the middle of the channel. He's a big one. Another 3 hours. We have a jacked up boat in front of us. What they do is they put the pilings down, spud down, it's called. That's great because they are clearing the way of all this vegetation that floats on water. So we don't have to try to weave in and out of it. We're heading to Leland Bowman Lock. And then we will be into Morgan Marina. So it'll be an early day. We only had an hour delay today. And continue to see cattle, alligators. We saw a snake and a lot of seabirds. We are cruising up on the Leland Bowman Lock. It's located near Intracoastal City. It controls the salt and freshwater flows in southern Vermilion Parish. And this one, we are not going to tie off to the side of the wall. We're going to free float, which a storm is coming in and the wind's kicking up. So I run downstairs, I turn on the generator, and to start charging the bow and the stern thruster. While I'm downstairs, Jim says, never mind, we're heading through. So it was a very short lift. All they had to do was close the door and open up the other one. I don't even think it lifted. But it got a little bit windy when we got inside, and we're going to head on down to the marina. All right. Doing dishes in the galley. Can you tell that I'm in Louisiana? The crane next door. Oh, Oh, pretty cool if they see this lift off when I'm doing dishes. Let me finish real quick. Alrighty. There's like a 40-foot, some type of platform. It's sliding over. This is epic. I have shrimp boats down the way. This is living the dream. Jim's upstairs in the pilot house when I told him the crane was operating next door. He went up the elevator and we're both being nosy neighbors. The tugboat left last night about 9. They weren't trying to lift this up with a crane. They were building something. Pretty cool. Sun's coming up. People putting boats in the water. Whole parking lot's filled over there. It's Saturday morning. It's time to go boating. Last time we were here, the wildlife fisheries boat was in. We got to talk to them. They must have found a new place to moor their boat. In Shallow Morgan Marina. This is it. It's pretty cool to watch the tugboats and the crew boats go by. Last night there was 3. There was 2 tugs passing and a crew boat. And it was a little wakey. Put on some extra lines if you're here. Let's check out this rising sun. There's shrimp boats just down around the corner. Yesterday when we came in, it was high tide, and so we had the fenders placed so we would be able to make high and low tide. But you can see the difference. Hey, here's one of my favorite YouTube channels, Cool Beans. It was brand new when we saw it, when it came through in December. I'm gonna go ahead and put my sticker out here. We're getting ready to get underway. You could probably hear the boat. It's running. So yesterday I had to step down off the boat. Today I'm gonna have to step down onto the boat. You can see the difference there. Across the channel on a cable. Got a tow behind us. It's my turn to take over. I need to move the pillow to sit on the pillow. I could adjust the chair, but I just sit on the pillow and you can hear it go. Shh. I'm on autopilot and I'm just gonna stay in the middle here. There's a tugboat heading towards me. It is the Captain Frank. I think filming alligators is gonna be like when I see the dolphin. Oh, he just went in the water. Look right there.
Motor vessel Cetus checking in at the 102. We are a pleasure craft 50 foot. Our intentions to tie up at the Morgan City dock for the night. Okay, we got that tow in sight right now. We'll report in at the 99.5. Thank you.
What you got, Doug?
Oh, we're a pleasure craft, 50 foot pleasure craft. We should be able to stay out of your way.
1 for you now.
Okay, Red River Express. We looking for you for a Seattle 1. Thank you.
Alright, guys, just proceed on out. There's a southbound tow heading your way, but they're about 10 minutes left to turn there. So, as you're coming up the river, you're going to come up to some power lines before you get to the bridge. Just give me a call there for the power lines. Over.
All right, we'll call you at the power lines. And is the the railroad bridge open as far as you know? We're going to be going just north of there to the city dock.
Yeah, it is right now. I'll let you know at the high lines, the south of the bridge.
All right, we'll give you a call at the Highlands. See to stand by 13, 16, and 11.
We're on the Chapalaya River heading into Morgan City. We have called Pete's Gas, and we are making our way up very slowly. We have 3 knots of current right on the bow, so it has slowed us down dramatically. We left this morning heading out at 7, like at 6. I took over, it dropped down to 5. Increased a little bit more in speed. And now we turn, heading into Morgan City. Man, when you say this is just crazy, you can see the water boiling on the other side of the road.
Berwick traffic, motor vessel Cetus reporting to highways.
Alright, guys, you go ahead and proceed on through the bridge there, guys. The bridge will stay up, and there's no reported traffic. Over.
All right, Cetus, we'll go. Appreciate it. Stand by 13 and 11.
Here's a better idea of what the current looks like. I'm assuming that it looks like little rapids over here. About 10 minutes left. I'm going to start putting the fenders up, the lines ready. And then once that's done, I'll come in and Jim and I will put headsets on and be ready to dock. Jim's running in front of me. I've got to catch up with them. Look how fast that tow's moving. How quickly this water is coming down. We're saying goodbye to Berwick and Morgan City. Yesterday when we were tying up, there was an alligator swimming right by the boat. We had a very quiet night on the dock. The water was much higher than it was in December. Navigation buoy tender has a barge there in front of it. They make sure that we're all safe going down the river, putting up day boards, buoys. Thank you, Coast Guard. We are in the Berwick lock, just to the east of Morgan City. We went and caught a bollard here attached, so I just have a boat hook out, which I did not use. I just jimmed out right up next to it. You can see the lines on the cleat. It just goes all around the bollard, and I can work it here, waiting for
the tugboat coming behind us.
Love going to the shipyard. That boat was being blasted. Barge here. Some tugboats. You can see the different sizes of tugboats. Some are small, some are big, some are pushers. You don't see any composite units which lock into what they're pushing. A lot of floating vegetation on the water. So I'm just trying to take the least covered route. You can see there's a lot over here to the left. So we're just gonna slalom through here, cut back, hopefully around the corner it will open up a little bit and I'll be taking over. For some reason I took a nap and I slept hard. I have a few hours left to get to Houma. And I'll sit up here in the helm chair. You see so much more when you're driving the boat. I always look out the side windows while I'm sitting. But when you're in the helm chair, for me, I can see out in front of us. From the bayou to civilization. We have some homes going through here. We're almost up here to Houma. I think we got about 6 more miles. 3.3. My goodness, I gotta get going on lines, fenders. We're in Houma, Louisiana. We stayed here in December and the sun rose right here between the 2 bridges. So it's under construction right now. So I came in and we took this first spot. There's a park, a city morgue right across the street, and a hospital system that's right here. We walked up and I got a snow cone, and there's a convenience store, so if you need something that's something little, you can get it at the gas station. There is some Dollar Trees, Dollar Generals. The kids played out here on the playground until sunset. Power. And they do have, where's the sign at? Now we've called this number with negative results. They don't have a lockbox to put money in. So it's just called the Downtown Marina for transients. ginormous. Wow. Tugboats and more tugboats. Barges. All sizes of tugboats. Coming up to Rose, Louisiana. Alright, we are anchored, and I'm going to use a different word concerning the anchor today. Usually we always call it, we're anchoring. Today we're going to call it the bow anchor, or our primary anchor. We have Jolly Rogers looking over the bayou. You can probably hear the airboats. That one's a swamp tour pontoon, but there's an airboat over there. There's probably will be about 4 or 5 more coming by for checking out the gators. So we are anchored here. We don't want to swing out in this area, and we definitely don't want to swing over here to this little island. There's a little island that protects us from the ICW, the Gulf Intracoastal Waterway. We should have continued on behind here, and that's what we'll do tomorrow to go to New Orleans. It's too late in the day. It's about 2 o'clock. It would have been another 7 hours to get into Lake Pontchartrain, never knowing how the locks are going to run. So we're just kind of hanging out. So let me go down the steps, and I will show you what's on the back deck. So you see that Apollo line there. That's our stern, or our secondary anchor. And you can see it heading off into that distance. So that's going to keep us from swinging. So we're basically being held in a straight line. And so what I did is I opened up this back door, and I put the chain, well, I put the anchor first. I had a life jacket on, you see it right here. And so I put the anchor over, and I wanted to stay clear of the stern thruster. And then I started paying out the line as Jim went forward. And once I got out, probably 150, 200 foot of line, I took a turn on the cleat, and we locked that in there. And then Jim started anchoring from the pilot house. He's able to control it all from the pilot house. And once he started letting the anchor out, I had to take in the line. I'm being distracted by the airboats over here. I've never been on an airboat. Love to go on a swamp tour. So we are in this exact position, and it was December 1. Today's entertainment has been these wonderful airboats going by, checking in for alligators and swamp creatures. That's not just one, but two. This is epic. This is like the best experience Got a lot of boats heading out this morning. Shrimp boats, charter fishing boats. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy my coffee and watch the sunrise. Going by the swamp tour, Louisiana swamp tour, creature tour. See you later, alligator. I'm sure we're gonna be seeing alligators all the way until October. Thanks for joining us across the Louisiana Bayou on the Gulf Intracoastal Waterway. We are heading into the Harvey Canal. Here's the floodgates in the Harvey Canal and heading up to the Mississippi River. Again, thank you for clicking like and subscribing. We will be back next week with our journey through the Harvey Canal, the Industrial Canal, to Lake Pontchartrain.